Hey y'all, welcome to Nat and Grace Revelations. This is Sarah Tia. This is a reading for the collective, may or may not resonate. I do offer personal readings. A link to the site is in the description, y'all. I heard he or she upgraded her whole life after them. And that's a fact. Like, whatever happened here, there's been nothing but blessings, rewards, abundance, positive energy that's been here. And I don't think that this was necessarily like about life upgrades. I think this was about shifting back into self. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you know who you dealing with. I don't think you know who I am. I don't think you recognize like what's right in front of your face. So let me show you. Let me get you up out of my way, up out of my space, up out of my energy, up out of my body, whatever this is, so I can show you who I really am and what I'm really about, what I'm really capable of. So it's kind of like those energies that were too close to the sun. They had too much access to something or somebody. They were too close to somebody, something like that. So they were blinded by their light. They couldn't appreciate the light. You know, it was too hot. It was too bright. It was just too much, right? So it's like, okay, let me step away from these people, places, or things. Now that we've stepped away from these people, places, or things, they see our light, but they're envious of it because they knew they had it before. They knew they had access to it before. And they're bitter because they don't now. Any form of brie. Somebody is bitter because they want access to something or somebody and they don't have it. Any form of male. So now they're in a place where they're mics, they're resentful, they're hating, they're acting a fool, talking crazy, showing that they envious, sick when we around or our names are brought up. Because they once had this love in their life, work, family, friend, or romantically. They had access to it. Tie is what I'm hearing. But again, they didn't appreciate it when they had it. So now they're salty. Ramon, Raymond, anything like that. Now they're salty because they feel like an outsider. But they chose to outcast us or shun us when they didn't realize like we were the light energy in their lives, or we were actually bearing a light within ourselves that they didn't have any control over. Whether they were in our lives or not, our light was still going to radiate, and we shine brighter without them because they were trying to block us from shining. You get what I'm saying? So they realized that we made decisions through our higher selves, decisions that God called us to make, to let go of these people, places, or things, to let go of these relationships. Alex. But we had to let go of these things, of these people, of these opportunities, whatever they are, due to a lack of appreciation. Nothing else. A lack of respect. This is about not pride necessarily, just in an ego way, I guess. This is dignity. This isn't like, do you know who I am? This is, I know who I am. Ain't nothing or nobody gonna play with us unless we allow them to. We too grown to be playing patty cake. You hear me? We don't need to have meaningless relationships in our lives. When you love yourself, you get so comfortable with yourself that you don't need attachments that don't mean anything or that you don't mean anything to. Work, family, friend, or romantically. You know how they say Jah will provide. Live by that. That's something I live by. I won't stand for anything that's trying to tear me down, anybody, stand with anybody that's trying to tear me down, or that don't want to see me shine in any type of way because they feel some type of way about it. And they've shown that repeatedly, like repeatedly have shown that they feel some type of way about us being happy, getting attention, having love in our lives on any level, having good relationships with people, having a good reputation. They feel some type of way about all that type of stuff. But why? Why? Because they don't get to receive the love that we have to offer, and they know that it's real. Even if this is like work, services. You get what I'm saying? They can't come patron our businesses. They can't come rock with us, not publicly, because of their own actions. Tamara, it's because of them. They can't fool with us, can't connect with us because they chose to treat us as if we was too much for them. That's not our problem. Thank you so much.